Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is 7 p.m., Friday, April 28th, and we are here with Miss Lynsey from Freedom by Fitness. And if just a reminder, I am Marian Francis. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist from Mending Hearts LLC. Welcome, Lynsey.
Hello, thank you for having me. Super excited. Thank you.
Yes, we're excited to have you on today. Today we're having an important discussion. We're gonna wait maybe like a minute to see if anybody else wants to gather on. In the meantime, we're gonna get our social medias going and sharing the page.
You
If
got
anybody
it.
else is here live too, if you want to share on your page, that would be great. Because today again we're having a great conversation.
I am doing that right now. Share. Got it. Bam. Oh, there I am. Seeing myself 2 times is kind of funny. All right, cool.
All right. So, how are you doing today? I know it's been a long day.
Great, exhausting. It's Friday, but the day must go on, and I still work the next day. So,
Mm,
but
yes.
I'm good though. Full spirit, high energy. I have too much. So I'm good. Thank you.
No, I love your energy. So, Lindsay and I met a few years back when she was doing like her pop up shop. And you know what, Lindsay? I don't even know how, like, I swear, like, just on Facebook, like people be popping up and I'll be like, oh, she's interesting. Boom. He's interesting. Boom. And we met and you started doing the pop-up shops. And at that time I was
Mhm.
doing like my Mending Hearts essentials were like essential oils and bracelets
Yes.
and things like that. And I did a few of those and my girls got involved as well. Um
Yes. Oh my God.
uh,
That was huge.
yeah,
Yes. Oh my God.
yep,
A lot
yep.
of memories.
So it's been a while since we've connected. Now, did you spend the summer in New York? Because you're from there, right?
So I actually, when I closed my business,
Mhm.
back it was August, but I did take some time for
Mhm.
grieving, for personal grieving, and I thought that New York would be the best fit for me to deplug. So I am from New York. I did go for about a month, and it was amazing. But yeah, that is where I'm from. It's a small little town, though. I have too much energy for small towns, so I'm here in Connecticut. I'm here.
Bigger, you need bigger.
Yes. Although Connecticut is okay, but it definitely does have a lot of opportunities than where I am from. I just feel like where I'm from, Geneva, New York, is just too small and everyone knows each other.
Yeah,
And when we're talking about business, everybody in the business. So
yeah,
it's not for me. Love
yeah.
them though.
I
Love
hear
them.
you. I hear you. So today we're talking about fighting anxiety and daily stressors through fitness. And I watch you on your page and all the fitness programs you have, and even when you had your business. And we'll say that to say when it was like a storefront, right, a brick
Correct.
and
Yes.
mortar.
Yep.
So she's still in business.
Yes.
It's just in a different
No storefront.
right.
Huge transition. A wonderful transition.
Yeah.
A transition that took me some time for sure.
Mhm.
After 5 years of a successful run with storefront, it was just a time of closure where I feel like the economy went a little yo-yo-y because,
Yep.
of course, COVID,
Hmm.
and a lot of businesses like myself in the fitness industry took a hit.
Yeah.
So a lot of fearful people. And of course, with fear, no one comes to a place where others are in the area. So I took a huge hit. About 4 months of closure, no
Wow.
pay. Fear hit me, of
Yeah.
course, and I had no idea what to do. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And but the bills had to be paid
Yeah.
still. So it definitely swiped me out for savings
Hmm.
because I was hitting a peak in business and it was a mandatory
Yeah.
shutdown.
Like
Um,
immediate.
so the recovery was hard. It was a little bit challenging. It took me about a year and a half after that to recover.
Mhm.
But then I just saw that a lot of the things have shifted to virtual and digital and things. I was like, you know what? I think this might be the best fit for me. And the reason why I say that is because I'm a one woman show,
Mhm. Mhm.
so it was very overwhelming
Yeah.
on that aspect. So yeah.
Yeah, and I hear you because COVID definitely like impacted a lot of
Yeah.
businesses. And for myself, like people in my industry, right, in the mental health, although we were shocked and we're like, oh my gosh, what do we do? But
Hmm.
we jumped on the bandwagon of virtual, and for us, mental health, like I
That
went
was
full
hard.
time at that point. Like I was only doing part time in my practice, and I had the ability just to take on clients. And for other people it was like
Yeah.
loss of job.
I It's crazy because I had the accessibility for virtual. I just didn't know how to go about it. It was like
Yeah.
it was like, oh my God,
Mhm.
it sounds as easy, but
Mhm.
it wasn't.
Mhm.
Um, and not only that, because a lot of people enjoyed walking through the doors of Freedom by Fitness storefront. They
Yeah.
love the energy. They want that connection. They wanted to leave out of their homes.
Yeah.
So that virtual experience for some did not work. They
Yeah.
didn't want to see me on the screen. But I have to say, now that I've been virtual for a whole year, I have all those clients that said that it wasn't going to work, made it work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Made it
Because
work.
there's something about fitness, right? And
Mhm.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have always been the person, right?
Talk to me. Talk
Back
to me.
then, I'll talk about years ago because now my body is definitely changing, pushing towards 40, and my body is different. And I'm
Mhm.
recognizing that and I'm learning it. Before I knew my body enough to say 2 months is what it took for me to slim down, though I wanted to. And then I just go back to doing whatever I was doing. And I was just never consistent at the
Mhm.
gym, doing fitness, doing anything until I was like, oh, I have a goal to reach at this month. So I got to slim down. And it took me 2 months to do that. And then after that, I was like, whatever. And then I go back on this cycle.
Yeah, it happens. It's the yo-yo. That's the
Yeah.
yo-yo. It
Yeah.
really is. A lot. I do have a lot of clients that get that effect. See, me when I joined in the fitness world,
Mhm.
it was more mental health. Honestly, when I really dove into the fitness, I suffered really badly from postpartum depression.
Mm.
And I just we all go through it. We all say, "Oh my God, our bodies changed." Our self-image, the self-confidence went away. I beat myself to this day every day. I'm not kidding. People will see a smiling face because that's who I am.
Mhm.
But you will never know that everything could be just black and white.
Yeah.
But the smile you'll see is so bright and it'll brighten up the room. But that's what I want to bring on the table because I want to lead with an example. But however, fitness to me when I came into it was really about struggling with mental health.
Mm.
And I really found the path where it set me free in a sense where, oh my gosh, I didn't know my endorphins would boost up and make me happy.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh my God, what is this feeling? In the sense of that satisfaction, what kept me going.
Yeah.
Do I fight with image? Heck yeah, we're women.
Mhm. Yeah.
Women, it's
Who
freaking
doesn't, right?
reality. All we do is judge each other. All we do is say, "Oh my God, I want to look like her," but in reality, we have to set aside like, no, you are your own unique person. So I get it. The yo-yoing, we come to a sense we're like, "Oh my God, we did it, we made it," but fat cells grow back.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have the cravings. It's
Mhm.
easy to take on food, and food could be a terrible thing for many. And especially as we get older, we can't process things a lot.
Yep.
And then when you get over 40, your body, your muscles decrease by 3% every year.
Yeah.
Ah!
Keep that in mind.
I'm scared. But it's like I'm not kidding. I learn every day. I learn. I am an open book, and I learn, and I love to be like a student. I'm a
Yeah.
student every single day. So then whatever I take on, I try to teach people, but keep going. The
Yeah.
the thing is, just keep
So I
going.
am proud to say, so you're talking, so obviously, like I'm a mental health therapist, you're fitness, and those two can very much so go hand in hand. So I am proud to say of myself that as of I think it was October or November, my husband got a membership to the gym and I got like the guest pass because I'm like, I'm not committing because every time I commit to the gym and pay for
Mhm.
it monthly, I go the 2 months and I don't go back. We have been going consistently
Yes, that's
since
awesome.
since
I got
that
my hairs went up, so I'm happy for you.
listen, I'm proud of myself. So there's obviously a few weeks that I can't for whatever reason. Today my allergies
Mhm.
kicked me and I just couldn't go to the gym. Going away on vacation. Sometimes when I go on vacation, I try to actually work out if they have a gym.
Yep.
I would actually found I surprised myself by doing that.
Mhm.
Although not this past trip. We walked too much, and that was my cardio.
Girl, that's good. That's
Um,
good enough.
yeah, a week and a half, all every day was walking, walking, walking everywhere for all day. But I can say that I have seen an improvement in even my mental health, my
Mhm.
energy and things like that just from working out. And it didn't start that way. Like I wasn't going to the gym like that. What I would do is start at home and saying, if I could give myself 2 minutes, 2 minutes, even if I'm on my
I
bed
know.
working out. I went from my
Agree.
bed to the floor.
And it's funny that you say that because that's how
Little
I literally help women because doing a transition is different for everyone.
hmm
Like for me, it could be easy. Like, okay, I go to the gym every day, but there's people that just really have a hard time. And I say, okay, what can we do better? What is one thing that we can change a week? I mean, it's a progress that we have to think like, okay, as long as we're putting one foot in front of the other,
Yeah,
that's
that's
important.
yeah.
That's it.
Whatever it looks like.
I don't care what it can be as small, but it leads into the biggest results ever. I mean,
Yeah.
I am currently on my own personal journey where, like I said, I closed my storefront and I said, what can you do for yourself that you have not done in 5 years? And not to say it in this way, but moreover, where I was pouring way too much,
Yeah. Yeah.
that it's super easy for anyone in this fitness industry to lose themselves.
hmm
So how can I be the best leader and bring my best self to someone if I'm not putting myself first?
Yeah.
And that was a really huge thing that I really had to analyze during the transition of me grieving. Like, all right, you have the ups and downs, but what can you do? So what I did for myself at the end of last year, 2022, is said, you're gonna show up for yourself and you're gonna show up accountability. I do it on Facebook.
hmm
I annoy the crap out of everyone.
No, it's inspiring because listen, I don't
I
sometimes
really, I really don't mean to annoy anyone, and I'm not. I'm just trying to do it. I want people to understand that I'm doing it for me. I want a sense of accomplishment at the end of 365 days. I gave myself one rest day, one recharge day, one mental day, whatever it is, or a meal plan day where I get to go ahead and reset my body. But honestly, the fact that I suffer from anxiety and depression, it's hard for me to rest
hmm
because I will take a rest day and I have anxiety that I rested, if it makes
mm,
sense. So
yeah.
it's really super, super hard. And plus, we are our own body and everyone recovers differently. So this week I had a really bad flare up because I suffer from fibromyalgia. But again, fitness is what helps me improve my overall health with fibromyalgia. I try to do more of a holistic care
hmm
rather than trying to use pharmacy. So I'm more, farm over pharma
Yep.
to the best, but everyone's different because I know that we can all get somewhere if we really dive into our true selves. And I am on day 147. Holy cow. 147 out of 365. And that's holding my commitment. And week 21 with meal prepping a week.
Wow. Good for you. That's amazing.
It's a challenge, girl.
Yes, I'm sure. Especially because you have a family too.
Yes, it's a
It's not
challenge.
just you, it's a family, it's a challenge, and
Hmm.
being able to prioritize yourself
Right.
and through all of
It,
that,
it's
and
hard.
that's it is. So tell us how you try to do that for you.
Communication is huge.
Mhm,
Having your family on board is huge. Being able to let them know, like, okay, this is what I'm on. You get more support from people, and then
mhm,
again, like I said, accountability is showing them that you're on this path. Then it just gives people the idea, like, okay, let's invite Lynsey on this and this and this, and we're like, oh wait a minute. It's to the point where I want to have a boundary in place that it's about me first. So communication is huge, letting people know that you're on board, and support. Because the huge part is if when you don't have support or anyone there with you when you have those lows, could be an issue. So my husband Kevin is a big support. Like I kid you not, yesterday, here's my day rundown. I had 4 cavitation sessions.
mhm,
I had oh my gosh, I had one-on-one. I had my personal session. I
mhm.
had 2 virtuals, and I had to meal prep because I had no meals.
Yeah.
So the fact that my husband is able to he's 16 years now.
Mhm.
He knows what I
Wow.
eat. He knows how I like things. I'm very simple, very basic and affordable because this economy is a little crazy now.
Yeah.
I kid you not, I came home and all my food was done.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
having that support system is super huge, and having people on board
Yeah.
and respecting your boundaries of what you want in life
Yeah.
is huge. So I would say,
I am so happy that you brought that up. So what I want to say with any of the followers that I have had, right?
mhm,
You all know that I talk about self-love, right? It's not just a money hearts thing. Um, through unapologetic change is also through my service unapologetically, the self-love movement. We talk about this all the time.
yeah,
Boundaries and prioritizing yourself.
right.
And you have to, when you do that and you put
I
yourself
got the
first,
chills.
being selfish.
Yeah.
It's literally saying, I love myself, I respect myself enough to know
Mhm,
this is what it is. And when your family loves and supports you too,
mhm.
they'll hop on board no matter what. Because guess what? When you're, especially as a woman, if you're happy,
Yeah,
you're happy,
they're happy.
right?
Yeah,
So
and he knows if my energy's off. I mean, 16 years. Come on, he'll say, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm just like blank face, or I'm exhausted, or he knows where to put the pieces back together, and that I am super super grateful for, because having someone by your side and able to say, "Oh my God, Lynsey had 10 clients, two virtuals, self care for her, and 4% for me is at least an hour."
mhm.
And then my minimum is 30 minutes, and that just drives me crazy. I can't do 30 minutes. I just can't do it. And then I work part time. I work part time too. So I work 18 to 20 hours, but I mean that's not work because I work with my YWCA girls and they're amazing. But no, it's a lot of work, and it's super important. It's super super important. So
Yeah. So we actually have a couple questions in the chat. So one of them, the question is, where do you recommend people start to help challenge making changes with health and prioritizing themselves?
okay. So first things first, where do you start? First, I always recommend a journal. A
Mm,
journal is super, super key. Writing things down that you enjoy and writing things down that you want to change is key. So like if I have a client coming in, I'm like, what is it that you need to change or what needs to progress? Having that pinpoint and seeing it on paper is super helpful. I always say people that journal
mhm,
have a higher success rate.
mhm,
And then that's the accountability that I'm able to help them as well and improve. And health prioritizing. So, what do you recommend people start to help challenge making changes with health? Yeah, basically seeing what do they not like and what can they change.
mhm,
It can be super small. It could be really honestly, say for instance, like I know certain foods don't agree with me. So, Lynsey, you need to change it, like dairy. Dairy freaking sucks, but I love it. Right? So you start switching foods.
yep.
Out. I know I saw a question here about meal prepping for being
Yep,
Latina.
that's the next one. So I want to follow piggyback on that one as well. I also will say that that has to do with mental health too.
Yeah.
That the reality, it's a mind shift.
Yep.
It's also having grace for yourself.
Hmm.
If you want to make that change, even for me, again, I've struggled with the
Yeah.
fitness, stuff, and people be like, "You're so skinny." Yeah, but you know what? Skinny does not mean, number one, that you're fit or that you're healthy.
It doesn't define you.
I mean, I'm the type of girl that would eat pizza and ice cream all
Let
day.
me tell you, I've been 160 big, and I am 160 now, but I am the most healthiest 160.
Hmm.
160 could look different on
Yeah.
two different people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So it requires a mind shift to say, you know what, I love myself in being able to say, I want to do this for me, for no
Hmm.
one else. Right. And again, I think it has to go back to, if you have a family, telling your family, this is what I'm going to do for me. I
Yep.
need X amount of time every single day for me. And
Yeah.
that's what it is. Journaling, always, like you said, always holds you accountable as
Yes.
well. It's a visualization tool, and
Yep.
this is why we like the journaling aspect, right? You're seeing it, you're holding yourself accountable. If you're holding it in your head, right? Some
Right.
people don't like journaling, but if you're holding in your head, it's easy for that to go away because you're thinking about so many other things as well.
Right.
It no longer becomes a priority to you.
No. Yeah, and if they want to talk more like health and prioritize as far as like say for instance for like journaling for calorie intake,
Mm-hmm,
or when I do my clients, as far as I don't really count calories
mm-hmm,
because it can be really like crazy. So it's already in the back of my head. I've been doing nutrition for over 10 years. So if I ever put on someone, I really focus on the food groups and how many they're supposed to have in the servings. And it just makes it easier. And I'm telling you, it works. But even just writing that down and having that accountability to say, okay, I need to have 3 proteins a day, or I need to have unlimited vegetables or healthy fats and whatever. Being able to have a journal and writing it down, you're at least visualizing what you can identify, what you ate that day. So if something's not working and you're not changing in 21 days, you have a journal to look back on and you can say, what can I do better, or what do I need to change?
mm-hmm.
So it's super
20
important.
What's the 21 days thing that you're talking about?
So I always say if nothing changes in your fitness journey as far as what your personal goals are, as far as like losing a weight, or I focus more on body fat because
Mm-hmm.
you can lose 15 inches before you lose 1 pound. So that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't see any changes in your overall health pattern in 21 days, something needs to change.
Yeah,
I
gotcha.
give the 21-day mark. That's why I focus on my specialty is always focused on kickstarts, because there's a lot of people that literally will fall off the wagon, or they
Mm,
need a reboost, or they need a change. And when they figure like, okay, let me do a 21-day, let's see what Lynsey got to offer. And when they look, they're like, whoa,
yeah.
now I see what has changed.
Mm,
And it could be as simple with 21 days, you can really build a habit.
yeah,
Really
yeah,
can.
definitely. All right,
So
let's get in. So the next question is, can you please share info on meal prepping and being Latina? The struggle when you love rice.
rice. Okay. Stay away from rice. Ugh. I know. Right. So yeah, I know it sounds crazy. I am a Latina, and but I grew oh my god, I'm gonna take it. Okay, I am Latina. So basmati and jasmine rice are the most healthiest rice. The Goya and the long and the short grain and all that, I don't even touch it.
I can do my jasmine. I love jasmine. I love jasmine.
Jasmine, basmati, healthiest rice. I'm
Okay.
telling you, I know it's hard for many, but once you make that little small transition, it's easier to digest and process, and you really can tell a difference.
Yeah.
And I know that being Latina too, we always add salt and like sazon and all of this. All of that MSG plays a huge impact, and we're always swollen, and the gut health comes into play. Oh my God, do not get me started, Maida.
Like we have to have another episode. You know what, Lindsay? This means that we're gonna have to do like a live on a meal prepping
I'm
thing.
so down. I am so down. I'm
How
all about
many of you
kickstart.
guys out there that are watching would actually like that? Like just a
I
quick
am.
show on a meal prep.
I actually want to do that. I'm so busy. But
Well,
I'm gonna be honest with you, real quick. I want to do a day where I can help people meal plan, where I can say, okay, we have 3 dishes. This is your shopping list. Meet me at 7 o'clock at night. We're
mm,
gonna go ahead and do a meal plan. That is my idea. So if you want to
mm,
go ahead and collab with me on that, and how we can help women just
mhm.
put a simple meal plan in place, and for at least 3 days, you have no idea how you can literally make 12 to 15, maybe 18 meals in under $50.
Ooh, okay.
But it's about discipline.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
Agreed.
about discipline. It
Mm-hmm.
really is. That's where the key part is. It's not about being motivated. It's not about you really showing up. It's really about being disciplined. If you have that disciplinary action in place, I mean, you're going to be super successful. Is it hard? Heck,
Mm,
yes.
mm-hmm.
But can you do it? Is it manageable? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So can you share your meal prepping because you do that. So how
Um,
what
yeah, heck yeah. So super. I mean, I meal prep every week. I make about 12 to 15, maybe 18 meals. Do I eat that all? Mostly. I'm gonna say 80% of it I do. I'm always fueling. Why? Because I put a lot of effort out. So my body is burning from the inside out. So I'm metabolizing fast. So I eat. All
Mm,
right. So that's why I don't count calories. So when it comes to meal planning, I just think about, okay, we have a food list, right? I always say, don't focus about all the foods that you do not like. Focus on the foods that you do like. And when I
mm,
do give you the food list, I say, this is how many proteins or each food group you're supposed to have. I'm going to be real brief. Protein, carbs, healthy fats, and fruits. This is how much you're supposed to have. Now, this is how we create a food list. Now, grab about 2 to 3 proteins that you like. Okay, chicken, fish, grass-fed beef. I'm not too much of a red beef, red meat. Hard to process for me. No
mm.
good.
No,
So
you're
there's
not.
my proteins right there, or eggs. Okay, boom, simple. The key thing to doing this is being simple and basic.
Mm,
All right. I know sometimes we're like, we want to make all these extravagant things, but when you have a connection with food, that's a problem. So we need to disconnect ourselves and be basic, because you can get so far with being basic. So now you go ahead and you have vegetables. Again, not everyone likes to be vegetables, so we want to make it fun. So I go ahead, all right, unlimited vegetables to keep you full of fiber. Go ahead and pick about 4 to 5. I like my broccoli, my spinach, my Brussels sprouts, my green beans.
mm,
That's pretty much it.
mhm,
I'm not kidding. Boom. Now you have your proteins, you have your vegetables. Now your carbs comes in. I go carbs. I go grains and starches, because
mhm,
fruits are carbs too. So you go grains and starches. Again, keep it simple. Sweet potatoes, red potatoes, basmati rice. Done.
mm.
Right?
Whole.
Healthy fats. I'm giving you guys a meal plan. Write it down.
Yeah.
Healthy fats, avocado, oils, vinaigrettes, the most healthiest oils as far as avocado. When you cook on it, 2 a day. Now, I already built myself a shopping list. So when I go to the store, I keep it simple. When you go ahead and meal plan, get yourself those canned, like those tins at the dollar
Mhm.
store for $1. Go ahead and prep everything out, put everything on the table, cook it. Super easy. Oil, sea salt, pepper, oven. When you're done, put it together. Bam.
Gata.
I'm not kidding. And that's it. I don't focus on too much crazy. If I put too much thought in it, it's gonna
Mhm.
take me forever.
Yeah.
Again, I was able to build that detachment off of food. So simple, affordable, and again, basic is what works for me. And I'm on my 20. I've been doing this for a long time, but since counting with my journey, it is 21 weeks. And I'm not gonna kid you not, I probably eat the same thing every day. I just switch
Mm,
it up. I just
mhm.
switch it up. I'm okay with it because I have to think about where am I going, what's my goals, and how am I gonna get there.
Yeah.
So the more complicated I put it, the more
Yeah.
challenging it's gonna be.
Yeah, and I like what you said too. Don't focus on, because I'm very much so that person. Well, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. Focus on the things that you do like.
Right.
Because when I shift that mindset, it's like, okay, I love broccoli. I love asparagus.
Yep.
Don't know why, but I love
Oh
meat. So
yeah, that too. That too.
cauliflower I can do, zucchini I can do.
Yep.
So I have 4 vegetables right there.
Done. That's it. That's your list. Because the thing is that when we start going to the store, you start racking things up, and what happens is that we have more food than we can take in,
Hmm.
and most of it gets thrown away
Yeah,
because either you have it for too long. I shop every week. It's just something I put into place. Sundays I go to Aldi's, boom, I'm in and out.
love it,
$50, I can make 12 to 18 meals.
love it, love
Because,
it.
and I have kids. I don't take away from my kids to want to eat, so I have to put that disciplinary action for myself because I want my parents never took anything away from me. So why do I want to make that? I want them to make their own decision. However, I will say balanced. Do the everything that they eat is healthy? Absolutely not. But I want them to be kids.
Yeah, I hear you.
I
I
want
hear
them to
you.
be kids. But they see what I do.
Mhm. They're
So
watching you either way.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
So
So that is part of like that prioritizing at the end of the
mhm,
day. Like your family might want to do something different, like
yeah,
something different, but you are prioritizing yourself. And again, once that's truly supported by
yeah,
other people. And you know what? Sometimes if it's not supported by other people, it's
yeah.
still not selfish for you to still focus on you.
No, I honestly I enjoy it. I found it
Mhm.
to be so much more peaceful right now. Like I said, and we're going backwards on the conversation. When I closed that storefront, I allowed so much to walk in through my door. Because I'm very, very friendly, and I think I'm very misunderstood in the sense where but that's just who I am. I'm very friendly. I
Mhm.
love everyone. I love hard. I'm very happy. But I started losing the sense of who what freedom by fitness was. And
Yeah.
I go, wait, freedom by fitness is not defined by the facility or the place. Freedom by fitness is solely within me. And I
Mhm.
can bring freedom by fitness anywhere as
Mhm.
long as I'm true to myself. So that's when I decided to say, you know what? I'm ready to close that chapter of the storefront, and I went digital, and here I am.
Yeah. So let's actually get back into that conversation, right? We're talking about fighting anxiety and daily stressors through
Hmm.
fitness.
Yeah,
So the stressors of everyday life, the anxiety, mental health, like
girl.
depression, right? Sometimes let's talk about the depression part because you talked about it slightly when
Hmm.
when you said like the days of
Postpartum.
rest,
Oh yeah.
the anxiety comes up and is anxious about having that day of rest. But
Mhm.
what happens when you're feeling depressed and when you're feeling down?
That's like anxiety and depression. We all know that's two different things.
Mhm.
Because when I get anxiety, I can't even eat. But when you're in depressed, like if you find yourself sleeping too much, when you find yourself like just not wanting to contact anyone, or you find yourself like in just a hole, then you're really just that's depressed. Like that's depressing.
Yeah.
I've been there. So going back on why freedom by fitness. So postpartum depression hit me hard with my first son. I have no family in
Mhm.
Connecticut. I have one cousin. Not to say I don't have any family support from my husband's side. However, there's a big difference,
Yeah, yeah.
huge difference. We all know that. Like, I mean, whoever has kids. Um, so when I became very depressed and fitness literally found me, I was like, whoa, I love this. That's when I started becoming a coach and I started diving into the fitness industry. However, I was a medical assistant for over 10 years. I've been in the medical field since '04, since high school. That's just, I knew what medical. I just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just couldn't figure. I'm like, what do I want to be? I was gonna be a physical therapist. Went into school. I was like, oh, this is not for me. This is too soap no-y to me. Like it was too basic. Hey guys, I have way too much energy to be in in that kind of setting. Um, so when I came into the fitness, depression really hit me with my firstborn. I don't know if I got frozen here. I know you're frozen. I don't know if you want to tap in. Oh no, what happened? Let me know if you can hear me, or if not, just keep talking.
There
Oh,
we
there you are. I'm like, I don't know if you
go.
can hear me.
It started saying that the connection was off a little bit.
Okay.
I think
Hi, I'm back.
I think you're frozen a little bit though.
Let me see. All right, cool.
Let's give it a second.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, one of the viewers said I was freezing. All right, you're still frozen on here, but I'm not sure if you're frozen.
I see you moving. I see me moving.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Go ahead.
So back into the depression part, that's when I started helping women, and I worked for a primary care physician, and I saw a lot of patients with diabetes, hypertensive, overweight, obesity, and it hit me hard.
Yeah.
And I felt like healthcare really declined in the rapport and building relationships with people.
Mhm.
And again, pharmacy was it. It was pills. It was no connection. It was see you 3 months. And I'm like, why are we not providing resources?
Yeah.
Why are we not giving them the opportunity of showing them how they can change with lifestyle modifications? And that really hurt me.
Yeah.
I really started to shift into the personal training and nutrition is when it really, really hit is when I was signing orders for the doctor. And I remember like yesterday for a death certificate because of her she felt she died in her sleep because of her
Mhm.
A1C. And that right there hit me to the core.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are we not providing enough resources for individuals that can literally improve their life with lifestyle
Right.
modification? I said, you know what? I am going to be the change. I will be her. And I went into the fitness industry and that. So when I had my second son, it was like, excuse me, how am I
Right.
pregnant? How 7 years later? What? Because my first one hit me hard with postpartum. I feared for my life.
Yeah.
I feared so bad. I was so scared. I cried. I said, "Oh my God, I was gonna have a baby. I know I was." But with the first one being so traumatic for me, um, I was super scared, and I said, Lynsey, you're gonna put your foot down. You're gonna put yourself first. You're gonna back away from this position, and you're gonna go ahead and open up your business.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave birth, and then within 2 weeks, my business, the Freedom by Fitness, opened.
Wow.
And I said, I'm going to fight postpartum depression through fitness in my facility of Freedom by Fitness. And I'm going to welcome other women that suffer from depression and anxieties to come and join me to see if fitness can be a gateway of improvement for overall wellness. And I couldn't believe, I got chills because I couldn't believe the connections I was able to build with other women
Yeah.
that were suffering in silence.
Wow. I
Oh,
love
I got the chills because it just makes me
that.
so happy of all the people. I'm like, well, I can get teary because it just it's such a it's a story where I would just like the people that I've met in my life that suffers in silence. It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. And they do. And especially women, right? And it's not to negate the men, right? Because men just show it a different way, but
Yeah.
women in particular, because we feel like we're the ones kind of always doing, we're the usually the multitaskers, we're the ones having to take care of everyone else, and the last people we're taking care of is
Yeah.
ourselves. And then everybody's like, well, you let yourself go, you let yourself go. How could I not let myself
Yeah.
go?
It's hard. That was a hard.
Because
It
I'm
was
taking care of
hard.
everybody else. Our mental health ends up declining
Yeah.
because of us trying to cater to everyone else. We need to prioritize
Mhm.
ourselves. Love yourself when
Yeah.
you're suffering through, any mental illness, anything that is
Mhm.
going to cause you to feel stressed on a daily basis. Your job could cause you stress. Your job could cause you anxiety.
Yeah.
Your job could cause you depression
I'm
as
so
well.
excited. I have an amazing job. They don't. Oh,
She's like, not my stress. But the reality is that no matter what you're going through,
yeah.
fitness can be that key for you. And again, how we feel about ourselves when we look into that mirror each and every day.
Feel.
Yeah.
Feeling. People like you nailed it. It's feeling because people say to me, "Ay, tú eres flaca. You're skinny. You look great." And I go, "Okay, that's from your eyes, but you don't know how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
You don't walk in my shoes. You don't like. It's about feeling. I still struggle from that from day to day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding, but I want to be able to share that and say it's okay to own up your insecurities and know that you're working towards a better self.
Yeah.
When you are able to um, admit that you're not perfect
Yeah.
and like you know what I mean, like I know I'm beautiful, I know I am,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day it's just that sense of being like you're a woman, and I think that society plays a huge impact.
Mm-hmm. Social media.
Social media, I freaking hate social, I'm not kidding, I hate social media,
Mhm.
but I have to show up because I know people are watching.
Yeah.
I know people are admired or people feel off of my positivity. And if I can make that change or if I can make someone smile, I know I made at least an impact on someone's life. So,
Yeah.
but, and plus, social media is free.
Marketing.
Really is. So, but I really dislike it. In some aspects, it could be good or bad. But what I try to do is just not get entertained by negativity, and I pray for the ones that I do see in negativity, and hope that you know. But I just yeah. But society sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Tell us a little bit about, because you offer programs and classes
Mhm.
virtually. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
So yeah, so I went virtual and I offer 2 classes a day. I would say average morning 7:30 in the morning. It's still always shifting because I have women that have kids and I'm just trying to
Mhm.
find the best fit. But then I just said, you know what, 7:30 it is. And then I have night classes at 7.
Mm,
So what I do is I try to find women that are busy like me, that are able to go ahead and just take 30 minutes of their day, join me virtual with minimal equipment, and set free.
mm.
I will pick you up in 30 minutes because I have so much energy to give. And I guarantee you, when you're done, you're going to be like, "Woosah." So when
Mhm.
I say, set free, it's mean, set yourself free, let go, leave it on the floor, whatever's all your stressors in life and anxiety, leave it on the floor. If you want to go ahead and push that last set, push it out. You have to mean it. So I focus on just 30 minutes.
Mhm.
I think 30 minutes is sufficient enough to set free with Real by Fitness. I'm not kidding.
Mhm.
I know. It's
Yeah.
one hell of a class, but it's good.
Yeah, listen, 30 minutes gets you a lot. If you guys are seeing me like move my eyes over, is because for some reason on when I'm facing for her screen is frozen, but on this side it's not. So
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I'm not trying to not have eye contact
I'm
here,
probably all sweaty. Yeah, I'm all sweaty. It's all good. It's all
but
right.
so it all of this takes an account, right?
Mhm.
We're talking about mental health, we're talking about fitness, we're talking about the importance of it all. Show up for yourself.
Mhm.
Is really to prioritize yourself. It took
Absolutely.
me a while to um, get over the hump of, oh my gosh, this is exhausting. But even when I go to, there's some days where I might have a full day of clients, morning, and I might have a couple hours break, and then I'm back in the evening all the way in the afternoon all the way to the evening. And I will say this is a 30-minute gym day. And I do the 30-minute set. And
Mhm.
I'm done. And then I feel good because now I have the energy to keep going about my
Yeah.
day. Like you don't realize how much even the 30 minutes can
Yeah.
possibly do for you.
And it's funny that you say that because a lot of people have a challenge sometimes to show up.
Mm-hmm.
So showing up is hard. Excuse me.
No,
Oh,
no,
someone
no.
opened the door. I'm like, what's going on? So showing up is hard. Like I go to the gym. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am such a huge procrastinator. I don't want to get
Mm-hmm.
out. I don't want to go. But I know what happens when you don't show up and you don't go. So I always, try to when I go to the gym, I go, okay, Lynsey, what did you do last time? What can you do better?
Mm-hmm.
What can you do from your previous effort? How can you challenge yourself from the last visit? Because going on elliptical can be boring.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're ever on elliptical or you're on or whatever, you go, okay, taking pictures is really huge. So I go, okay, last time I burnt 500 calories. You know what? I'm gonna burn 510.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Those
just gives
scouts.
me that chance to keep moving and holding myself accountable that I can do better than my last effort. So that's huge for me because honestly, let me tell you straight up, like I could be a fitness instructor. I'm exhausted,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to find ways to challenge myself, and those are little tips
Wow.
for anyone that if you're even if it's on a treadmill, if you're on the incline, if you're on the incline at 10 this time, next time you go on an incline at 11.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yep.
just things like that. So I don't
And
know.
if you stay the same, guess what? That's okay too. Like at the
Yeah.
and sometimes it goes backwards, right? And
Mhm.
sometimes you're just like, you know what? I can't do all of this, but I'm still going to do something.
Yeah. I
Right?
mean, showing up is key
Mm-hmm.
because walking through the door, a lot of people can't do.
Yeah.
So when people do walking through the door, like in my space, I go, wow, that was the hardest part. Now let's get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because saying yes is hard for people. People are not ready. Sometimes people are just not mentally ready. I have clients that will come and go, and I never take it personal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not me.
Right.
When I just say they're not ready, and when I catch them on the next route, I go, "Are you ready?"
Yeah.
Because this is a mental game too.
Yeah.
Your body's sore, you get exhausted, like in timing and kids and work. It's you have to be ready mentally.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely. I agree. The same thing as therapy. Sometimes people are just not ready, and
mm,
either that or they're just not ready for me. I don't know. I don't
mhm.
know. Ask my clients. I don't
Well,
know.
that's hard. Well, that's hard. Like I'm not. I kid you not. I know. I did go through therapy. I mean, years ago when my son was a newborn and stuff like that, and that's hard. That's hard. Opening up to someone is hard, and I'm not, like I said, that.
Mhm.
Building a relationship with someone you absolutely do not know is hard. I mean, so yeah, it's not easy. But let me tell you, when I did go through those sessions, it gave me that sense of relief where I was able to take a lot of weight off my shoulders, and having someone just even listening. I didn't even have to take advice.
Mhm.
Even someone just listening and just me draining them with all of my exhaustion and anxiety and depression, that makes a huge impact. Just being able to go ahead and letting go, and then you're leaving. You're like, wow, that felt good.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to be ready because again, you don't want. people that are very personable don't want everyone to know your
Right.
issues. We know that, right? But again, gratefully we have confidentiality and stuff like that, and that's huge. But yeah, I know how hard it could be walking through the doorway, and especially when you have anxiety or depression and you have no one to listen to, or someone to listen to you. It could be a challenge. And when you find someone that works, let it go.
Yeah. And let
Let
it
it
go. And then
go.
there and go to the gym and burn the rest off.
Let it go. I'm
Or
not
go
kidding.
home and work
I
out and burn the rest off.
Yeah, I
Whatever
go to
suits
the gym
you.
and I listen to podcasts or motivational sometimes, and because I need that sense of being where okay, I have someone talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
I had was listening to a podcast today and it was like who cares who's watching? Let
Yeah.
them see, let them watch. And I go, okay, you're right. Because you have sometimes I'm a person where I'm very personable. I don't want anyone to be misled of what they see
Yeah.
through the lens of a social media because it could be very misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And it's just like I don't have to explain myself to anyone, but sometimes you feel like you want to explain to them. I'm just working on me. I am not better than anyone.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to be better than you or anyone. I have so much baggage here at home that
Yeah. There's a lot. There's always a lot. So last question, right?
yeah.
When it comes to fitness, we deal out with self-image and
Hmm.
people in general. We
Yeah.
all have like this self-image. When you're working out, there's like this expectation of, oh, I should be doing this like me. I was like, I know 2 months, then I'll be okay, right?
Let, whew.
How do we kind of backtrack and shift that mindset to not let it be about like that deadline that you have yourself versus how, again, like how it's making you feel, and kind of remembering
Mhm.
that so that way.
I'm actually learning. It's you don't even have to finish. This crazy. I'm cutting you off, but it's what I'm going through right now.
Mhm.
When I made that commitment of 365 days, I knew I was struggling with myself. I put myself in the back burner too much, and I got a little. Yeah, of course, I got a little depressed because I closed something huge. It was my baby, Freedom by Fitness, a location. But then I go, Freedom by Fitness is within me. Um, so when it comes to that, right, the expectations, we need to let that go because everyone's journey is different. Everyone's body type is different, and how we are able to process, even from fruits to how we go ahead and do a squat and whatever our muscle, everything is different for
Yeah.
everyone. Every body is
Mhm.
different.
Right.
So, say for instance, for me, I'm on week 21. I have lost 0 pounds.
Mm.
Right? The old me, all I wanted to do was lose weight and be skinny. I've come to senses that I go, wow, Lynsey, you're gonna be 36. Being 34 pounds at a mom and a woman age now to me goes, uh-uh. I don't want to be that woman anymore. I want a mom bod. Right? So you have to start putting what you want to look like,
Mm.
how you want to feel, how you want the booty gains, or how
Mhm.
you want your abs, or how you want your biceps, or because the thing is that we are always comparing ourselves to someone else's expectations. All right. So that's why when I focus on lifestyle modifications for anyone or going on anything, I always say what works for you.
Mhm.
It's not about what works for me. It's not about what works for everyone else because I can give two people plans the same and it's gonna look different on
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
So with that being said, me being on a 21 weeks strike of doing my personal journey, I weigh the same. But if I gave you picture one from day one, I gave you picture from day 21, totally different people
Mm.
weighing the same.
Mm.
So taking pictures is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. And I
Yeah.
hope I answered your question, but I guess again, it's about focusing what works for you
Right.
because same plan, two different people can have two different outcomes.
Yeah.
And if you don't focus on yourself and you're focusing on what others results are and they might be progressive or
Mhm.
whatever, that's gonna go ahead and put you more downward in your goals because you're focusing on someone else's progression and then you're regressing yours.
Mm.
So build
Yeah.
that boundary of being selfish,
Yeah.
saying what works for me.
So I like that because again, we talk about letting go of that expectation of what you should look like, but instead it's more focused on how what is your body.
Mm-hmm.
Get to know you and your body. Start appreciating, accepting, and love your body for where it is. If
Yeah,
you don't like something, then it is your responsibility to go ahead and change it, but figure out what works for you. And it's going to be trial and error. It's not going to be,
yeah,
everybody wants the quick fix, right? But quick fixes is not going to help. It may not be
no,
your body. It may not be for your age. It just may not be
yeah.
you.
Well, it's the same thing, when it comes to me as a personal trainer. There's personal trainers everywhere. There's coaches and health advocates everywhere. It's super saturated. You
Mhm.
don't even have to be a trainer. You don't even have to be certified
That's
nowadays
right.
to go. This is what it is. This is the life people are trying to generate. But here's the thing: knowledge is everything, first of all. But what
Mhm.
I'm trying to say is, as a personal trainer, I could have a whole room of personal trainers in me, and we could all have different specialties. See,
Mhm.
with me, I focus more on mental health, and then I go, what works for me? I'm not no lifter. I
Mhm.
don't like to do no deadlifts and squats. That's just not who I am. It does not define who I am.
Right.
So who am I to go ahead and be like someone else that does like to go lift and do deadlifts and they're hitting their
Mhm.
squats and stuff. And I'm not kidding. I'm a hit high intensity. I am endurance. I am conditioning and strength to that's who I am.
Mhm.
And going back a little bit, while in business is that I'm visualizing what other businesses are doing, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I should do that, but then I'm failing to realize that's not who I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not who I am. So I need to go ahead and find my rhythm of who I am and what I teach to be the best version of myself to go ahead and provide the best expertise to the clients that I bring in. I have an audience of high intense
Mhm.
endurance conditioning. I might not bring in the squatters, the deadlifters, and I'm okay because I'm
Mhm.
not for everyone
Right.
and not everyone's for me.
Yeah.
And if anyone wants to say, you know what, hey Lynsey, I want to be a squatter, I want to be a lifter, and I'm gonna go, you know what, you're not a good fit for me.
Mhm.
But I will be more than happy to refer you to my friend that specializes in that area
Mm.
because I don't want to set myself up to
Yeah.
financial and money that
Yeah.
comes in is not what fulfills my riches. I
Mhm.
want to be able to provide something that fulfills me first, then I
Mhm.
can give them 110%.
Right.
So,
Awesome. How can people find you?
woo, oh my God. Freedom by Fitness. I mean, you can just go
I'm gonna
plug
put this in
it
the chat too.
in. Instagram, Facebook. I started doing TikTok. Oh, it's
Yeah.
super hard. I mean, keeping up with these trends are hard.
It
Oh
is.
my God. But yeah, I mean, you can hit me up through that. I'm sure you can find me, Freedom My
Mhm.
Fitness. And yeah, anyone that wants to go ahead and find something that, either from digital, from online, from virtual, from nutrition consultations, I'm here. Or even want to chat and talk, let's do it.
I love it. I love it. So thank you so much. I think
Thank
today's
you,
conversation is super
Mary.
important, and it seems like they may want the nutrition live and meal
Hey,
prepping live. We might
we
have
could we could do it. I'm so down to do it. I just feel like if I had maybe someone with me, I'd hold myself
to.
accountable. It's always been in the back burner for me. I know I've always wanted to implement that because a lot of people are visual learners.
Yeah. Hmm.
And when I'm able to put that briefly, I did it. I really did
Hmm.
it briefly. I wish I had my little board with me because I would have did it for everyone quick. But I'm so down. I mean, nutrition is 80%,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
gut health is a majority of a lot of illnesses that happen. So if we gotta correct our health, our gut health is our mental health. I say it all the time. So hey, I'm for it.
I love it. I love it. So we'll have to collaborate and put that together for everyone to help out, help them out, help me out, help you
I'm
out
for
like
it.
I did
Hey,
today.
knowledge is key, sharing is caring. If we all can live a beautiful life of happiness with gut health, I'm for it.
Yeah. So thank you all
Thank
for
you.
attending, being here live. Lynsey today gave so much good information, great information. She even gave you a little meal prep thing. So hit replay again, share it, share this video. It was so good to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
And everybody, I will see you once again next month. My name is Marian Francis, LMFT from Mending Hearts LLC. I will
Peace
see you
out.
guys soon. Bye.
Bye.